We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about the most recent developments in crypto. Bitcoin is sitting above 100,000 US dollars again, and the market is big in the green. In fact, we are approaching $103,000. We have been reaching to $104,000 already for a very brief time a couple of hours ago. But that's not all. The altcoins are pumping massively. MCADE is looking really, really good. And there are big developments also in VeVe, which we are discussing. Just an hour ago, VeVe co-CEO Ben Rose announced that he is leaving the company, as many had already suspected, but now it's official, and now we can talk a little bit differently about it. So make sure to stay all the way through for Bitcoin, altcoins, Ecomi, and VeVe. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning to each and every one of you. I hope you're doing well, just as I am doing here. So make sure to smash up the like button if you do, and if you want to support this channel. It's very important here to get things rolling here. Let's see the chat. I have two rare hodlers already reporting in. Pro Legendary is here first. Yes, you are. And Bodo, good morning to you. This means no. I think you mean Binance listing for Omi then. Who knows? That doesn't depend on Ben Rose probably, because otherwise we would have gotten it already. But it's and by the way, actually it's Binance, right? Just so we have that clear, it's Binance. Adam, good morning to you as well. Good to see all the rare hodlers in the house. Bernard Donaldson, happy Friday, everyone. Let's take a deep sip of coffee here with Bernard. Chris Klein, hello and good morning. The Floki man is back. Guys, make sure you're just tuning in. Smash up the like button here, and let's keep things going. And a quick look into Bitcoin, as always, in the beginning before we discuss the hot stuff. I know you want to discuss VeVe, but here we see it. We are on the hourly chart, and the hourly chart has peaked to 104,000, which means that if we expand that a little bit into the weekly or so, that we have been reaching up to the all-time high almost, right? It's not much space in between. And very, very soon, probably, the bears are going to realize that this is not going to form into a double top, which they will tell you until we are reaching above and to a new all-time high. So we are just going to wait and let that play out. But if you have been following this channel, you have to admit that even in this bear phase, we did here pull up global liquidity almost every day and said that it's only a matter of days and weeks until this bottoming zone is over and we are running. True or not true? And we do, right? Now we are running. We were a little bit confused that it took so long, but we were like, it has happened in the next days, right? Somewhere in the next days, maybe a week or so, it has to happen. And then bam, we finally came out of the slump. We bottomed here, and now we're out. And if we're searching for global liquidity, if we're looking at the dashboards, we will see that global liquidity is expanding step by step. And the front run here on this shows us that we're probably going to continue like this for weeks to come. Maybe with some setbacks, but we are going to continue this green run very, very likely. The correlation is over 90% with global M2 expansion, and that has just begun. On the monthly, just quickly, before we move on in the topics, I have told you that we are facing a global Bitcoin bull cross, right? A very, very big cross. And it's now happening. If we close this candle somewhere here, there and thereabout at 100K, we are going to get this bull cross confirmed on the month. Of course, the month still has 20 days, but this bull cross always had, it's a lagging indicator, but still, it basically means something bullish is going on. And this bull cross all the time had something like an 80% pump behind it, right? Also, I want to quickly highlight, we are having up, I think since a long time, you guys remember, right? You can also let me know, true or not true, right? This inverse head and shoulders pattern, we were monitoring everything from coming up here, closing, breaking out, retesting, and now the continuation that we are getting, right? And I said to you, if we lose this on the monthly, it's invalidated. If we hold it and bounce, it's still valid, right? So all of this is playing out nicely here, and we have our indicators that will tell us if there's a bear market or not a bear market, right? For example, the TSI that we were looking at with worry as this was closing in on a potential bear cross in 1 or 2 months. We are not crossing, we are ticking up again. If we close this month like this and continue to pump, we're likely going to continue the pump on this, and we are not crossing. This is the first time that we're lingering around like this, and also that we have overhead resistance where we're approaching, but there's still space, right? There's still, wait a second, you can see it here. There is still space for that, right? So there's still months to come until we hit that overhead resistance. Once we hit it, we are going to consider that the top is in. Doesn't mean it can't break it, but the likelihood that we are just going with these diminishing returns for now is very high, okay? So I just wanted to sum up here. There's a little bit tap on our own shoulders for reading the room a little bit right, and then we will see how this continues. But global liquidity says up. This pattern says up, the bull cross here says up. We're not overbought in any way just yet. That also says up. We're looking for something like this, right? Massive overbought. We are looking for values about, let's put a circle here, what we're looking for to really say, okay, top is in. Probably we're looking for something here at the 88 to 90 level, which would be then a little bit below this one where everyone's probably looking at, right? So that we're not there just yet. Good. Why are we green suddenly besides global liquidity? And guys, we have over 20 people here already. Smash up the like button, please. Because of this, right? In my opinion, at least. The agreement with the United Kingdom is a full and comprehensive one that will cement the relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom for many years to come because of our long-time history and allegiance together. It is a great honor to have the United Kingdom as our first announcement. Many other deals which are in serious stages of negotiation will follow. Why is this so important? It's the first trade deal closed after all these tariffs have been implemented, and it takes away from the uncertainty of the market because basically, because of the media coverage and so on, everybody was basically saying, oh my God, this guy is crazy. He does whatever he wants. Probably tariffs are going to stay forever, yada yada, big financial crisis. And now basically this shows, hey, maybe these tariffs were really meant, just also as we covered on this channel, as a leverage to force countries into favorable trade deals for the US that are also okay-ish or good for these other countries, right? And now it's happening. UK is the first. Tariffs go away. The trade deal is in place, or at least most of them. And then we are going to the next country, right? So one by one, the insane tariffs probably go away. There is a trade agreement reached, and they can continue to negotiate. So all of this is happening, right? Has Ben Rose left the company, left Ecomi? Yes, he has. We're going to this in a second, just covering this. Now, Bitcoin expanding market cap, passing 2 trillion, is now bigger than Amazon, but it's still ridiculous if you see that the entire Bitcoin as a new financial asset store of value adopted by some nations already, being adopted by companies, is still smaller than Nvidia, is still smaller than Apple, is still smaller than a singular, one of the Mag 7 companies. You know that we are not yet even close to full potential, right? Gold is the goal. Once it reaches the size of gold, then we're talking differently, right? But you have to let that sink in, that we are talking here about an 11x from where we are right now to reach gold, right? And gold, you remember when we were talking about gold first and reaching that market cap, gold was 17 trillion. Since then, gold packed on 5 trillion. Which means, of course, these market caps are also growing with the debasement of currency and so on, right? There is no other way than going into Bitcoin, as the debasement of currency is stealing away from people's wealth, right? But that is a topic. So global liquidity, right? China just announced massive rate cuts and 138.5 billion liquidity injection. This liquidity will flow into Bitcoin. So China is doing that all the time. Source, trust me, bro. Yes, absolutely. Now, let's get directly to VeVe without any further look. And then we are going to discuss altcoins, right? Because I think now everyone's piled up here. We have 25 people. And we're going to look at what is happening at VeVe. Farewell. I'm finishing up at VeVe official as co-CEO. Posts Ben Rose. I was quickly confused about the new profile picture and so on, right? But then I realized, okay, it's really the official account. So with VeVe shifting to a founder-led approach, which they had all the time, right? Until they hired a co-CEO. The co-CEO structure will be phased out, and my time here is coming to a close. I'm incredibly proud of what we've achieved together in a short space of time. During my tenure, we launched a refreshed business plan that led to some major shifts, boosting engagement with our passionate community, accelerating the development of VeVeverse, welcoming exciting new VeVe comic publishers, and rolling out the affiliates program. So it's true, that is all what he, since he is there, has been accomplished. I'm a little bit sad about this, him going away here, but him helping it and having a refreshed business plan sounds like that internally they have a new roadmap and maybe also laid the foundation for more positive things and faster deployment, right? These initiatives have laid important foundation for the company's next phase, right? Not closing, but next phase. And I'm grateful to have played a part in that. It's been a privilege to work with David Yu, Daniel Crothers, and the wider VeVe team, a group of passionate, creative, and deeply committed people. By the way, it is not for those of you who are newer, but probably not many of you are. It's not normal that that everyone goes away with only positive words, right? So we have that now with Mitch, we have that with Ben Rose. So something really changed also there, right? People are leaving on good terms. They're not shit talking everyone like it has been, I think, 2 years ago when developers left and they were like, yeah, it's a shit show, spaghetti code, no salaries, blah 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 blah, right? So it's different now. and to connect with the incredible VeVe fam and world-class licensing partners who make the platform what it is. One of the highlights for me has been engaging with the amazing content creators in the community. Their energy, insight, and support have been truly inspiring. Okay, as part of making a clean transition, I'll be less active moving forward, but will always be cheering from the sidelines. I know the community will continue to thrive. I'm now taking some time to consider what's next and looking forward to the next challenge. Wishing the team every success as VeVe continues to push boundaries in digital collecting. So it seems to be a smooth transition, yeah. Okay, so we'll see a little bit community reaction. I also see your reaction. Dr. Profit is our only hope, says Pro Legendary. Yeah, Dr. Profit, the new Ecomi token CEO. This one hurts, man, says O'Milly. Glad to see you're taking some time before moving on. You have, I think it's a transition time, like it's a contractual time. He's more on the sidelines, he said, but he will still be here. It says, as part of making a clean transition, I'll be less active moving forward, but will always be cheering from the sidelines. So there is a transition of certain tasks probably back to David and Dan. Yeah, and we'll see. But maybe something good comes out of this. Would love to see where you were. Okay, Randy's just already shilling his next project for him to be the CEO. Thank you for your service and God bless. You had a major impact and will thoroughly be missed. Wishing you nothing but success. Just so everyone understands, this likely means Ben was fired and he feels that Dan and David didn't give him the autonomy he wanted. Where does he... I don't know if you guys are seeing that. Nandana Zisira Kumara, welcome to the channel. David and Dan, David didn't give him the authority. Where does he derive this from? With VeVe shifting to a founder-led approach, the co-CEO structure will be phased out. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, fired, I'd say so. Basically, the probably also a part of cost cutting to get rid of that position. Maybe they felt they got what they wanted and they are going back to where how it was before, right? I don't know, autonomy. I mean, he was co-CEO, so he should have had some autonomy, but not much. As he wasn't a CEO, he was a co-CEO. Appreciate all the hard work, Ben. You will be missed. Thank you, and so on. All the best for future, Ben. Thank you for hard work. You brought positive grid, much needed, and so on. So everyone's just grateful. That's really good, right? Someone asked one of the negative accounts here, but so why did you really get fired, lol? Yeah. Oh man, this one feels no good. You did so much already, and we had all the trust in you. I wish you all the best, and so on. So yeah, people have mixed feelings, right? I mean, yeah, we will see what comes out of this. Maybe also, just a speculation, but maybe also he made, like, with a business plan and everything, boosting the engagement, and so maybe he was helping to get VeVe and Ecomi, the whole package, ready to get some traction in the bull to then sell the company, right? I don't know if that's any wish or so of David and Dan. I have no inside information, but it's something that shouldn't be discarded as a theory, right? Yeah, so that's the breaking news here. We will see what comes out of this. In any case, we have VeVe continuing to work in the market. Through all this, through many people coming and going, we will see what happens. Maybe they can take the salary and hire something else. They also have to do a new hire instead of Mitch. And I just wanted to quickly tell you one thing, though. I mean, CEO, yes, we will always know if someone is CEO, co-CEO, or whatever. But positions like Mitch or so, right? It's very transparent compared to other companies. Like if you, for example, not every project, not every company, you know exactly who is leading the coding department, whatever, right? So we will hopefully see who is being hired instead of Mitch or so. Let's see. Hopefully there's also one or the other interview coming out where we get more insight into what's happening. The AMAs, are they going to do AMAs again when liquidity is coming back? We will see. I just hope this triggers a massive amount of FUD negativity. Grogu and Prem is coming. Mark D is like the biggest Grogu and Prem bull, but yes, Grogu and Prem drop is coming, and we're going for it on this channel. Also, there's this Mandalorian. When is this? Is this today? No, this next week, I think, right? VeVe is evolving for the future. This post came also out here. Let's see what this is. VeVe is evolving for the future. In today's rapidly changing economic environment, resilience, agility, and sharp execution have never been more important. As part of our strategic evolution, we'd like to announce that VeVe is returning to a leaner, founder-led, leaner, right? This is the code word. Lean is the code word for bottom line reduction, right? So costs down, right? Founder-led leadership model positioning us to scale faster, move smarter, and continue delivering for our passionate global community of collectors. As part of this shift, Ben Rose will be departing VeVe. We appreciate Ben's contribution, including reigniting community engagement, expanding VeVe Comics, launching the affiliate program, and helping bring VeVeverse to life. So this has been basically copy-pasted, right? His impact has helped lay the foundation on the next phase. What is the next phase is the question. They both talk about the next phase. What is the next phase? We're entering this new chapter with focus, energy, and unstoppable drive, ready to unlock the next era of VeVe's growth. The future is bright, and we can't wait to continue building together. Look out for our special video update with Dan and David next week, where they'll be sharing more on what's ahead. Let's also retweet that so everyone can see it, and then we will continue here. So there is, VeVe is not making enough money. Maybe that could be a reason. I mean, in these times, if we are seeing what the numbers are that are grossing, maybe they have to go to a leaner approach. But I would say that's better to go to a leaner approach and survive than burn through your war chest and go bankrupt 2 months before the altcoin run. 2 months is just guesswork, right? To just finish that sentence could be anything. What is that? Betty Page returns. The secret diary of Betty Page. Okay. Enter the verse. So we are getting a ton of drops here. I mean, that could be a reason. I'll tell you how to save VeVe. Come on, let us know. Let us know, Henry. But yeah, let's look at the drop calendar quickly. I think the Star Wars drops are going to gross some good money into VeVe's pockets. We are having that Avengers drop was yesterday. I did not stream that, but I also couldn't. We have the Mandalorian tomorrow, right? Today is Freak Friday. Tomorrow is the Mandalorian drop here. And then there's the diorama, which I'm not going for probably, but I'm going for this. I'm going for the mask, I guess, and for the pod racer also. Or maybe even for the comic, or we will see. But for this 10th is Grogu and Prem, right? So again, let's check it out here. They have the specific Star Wars page now. Maybe also we'll get one of these here. Let's see. But this is the star of the show. 1,000 of these. If those were to sell out, they would gross 70,000 only on the Grogu. I don't know if it sells out. Not sure about this. Come on, Henry. How to save VeVe? Let us know. Um, and I'm definitely not going for this. Oh, wait a second. Oh, this is a craft, so you can craft that. It's 0. You can just craft that. Got it. Crafting details. To be eligible to craft Beskar ingots, users will need to hold one time the Armored digital collectible from Mandalorian Character Series 1. What is the Armored? I think that's it. Is that the Armorer? But what's the Armored? This is the Armorer. Sorry, I thought that was like a chase variant or so. No, okay, so we have to have this one to get the ingots. Okay, it's a $30, 2019. By the way, 2019 edition is the chase mint, right? But yeah. Now, okay, Henry, to reignite momentum and build lasting value, it's time to put Omi at the center of the VeVe ecosystem. I fully agree with that. I fully agree. That means real utility, seamless access, and creative use cases that make the token not just functional, but exciting to engage with. And I would add, I fully agree with that. I think this is good. I fully agree with that. And I would add to that a roadmap published and discussed throughout where the altcoins are getting traction, right? So this is how it's going to be: Ecomi, focus, blah, exchange listings, and so on, right? Also, I mean, they want to probably sell more of their own tokens as well, right? What markets will take profit? BTC at 200k, altcoin index, fear and greed. I'd say Bitcoin, RSI, Bitcoin, TSI on the monthly, RSI and TSI on the monthly. For altcoins to take profit, Bitcoin dominance, and the structure of total 3, and others, right? Others dominance and others. Then the question becomes, what do you do with the Beskar once you craft it? Yeah, I have no idea. No idea. No idea what the Beskar ingots are doing once you craft it. Maybe it's just a collectible. VeVe is restructuring to adapt to today's fast-changing business environment by going back to being run directly by the founders, back to basics. There's a clear path forward for VeVe, and it begins by returning to what started it all, the Ecomi token. I can't agree more, Henry. Really, I can't agree more. It's really it's exactly that. Really good take, Henry. Thank you for that. Pro Legendary says VeVe needs to attract degens into buying the collectibles. True collectors are not enough to push to not hype. I think also I fully agree with that, Pro Legendary. Fully agree. We need the degens as always. They are coming from the altcoin space, where too much altcoin money is made. They are going to put it into stuff like NFTs. We've seen it last time, right? But the collectors would look with more attention to VeVe collectibles if that happens, right? So one goes with the other. The collectors would come in and FOMO in once the degens are buying VeVe collectibles because they want to sell them at higher prices, so speculating, investing, right? Sell them at higher prices to real collectors, right? And real collectors only get attracted to collectibles once they look valuable and harder to get, okay? Either that or sell entire company to Dr. Profit. Yeah, NFT hype. You're welcome. Thanks. Talk soon. Super duper Hank. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Henry is super duper Hank. Man, why you guys always change the names and then have me to guess this? But yes, I agree with you. Super duper Hank. Wow, good times, man. You are here since the beginning of this channel. Why don't you tell me anyways? Okay, altcoins, guys. Altcoins. Let's talk quickly altcoins, right? We're already half an hour in here. Where do you see VeVe in 2026? Are we talking about the end of the bull in 2026 or the bear market in 2026? Still alive. Let's put it that way. Still alive, and we will see how much they can get from the bull. Altcoins, guys. Altcoins. Today is a very green day. The day is led by Virtual with 40% pump. We have Pengu 23%. We have Brett 26, Pepe 26. Other coins in the double digits. Almost all other coins in the double digits. Vechain 11%. Algo 8.4%. Chainlink 8.4%. Filecoin 9%. Near 15.6 and so on, right? A lot of green in the market today. If we're looking at market average, we're looking at 8% average. We have some brackets with higher. We have here Mudang 135% pump, which is absolutely bananas. Here's the banana. Banana is 33% pumping and so on. So a lot is going on in the top 100 to 200. We have Peanut with almost 60%, Eigenlayer 35%, ZK 40%. So we see some dynamic. We see a little bit of a different story here. Meme coins still get a lot of traction, but also now the other coins are getting traction, right? We see 20% out of Stark. We see 15% Arweave and so on. We see a lot. Meme coins are still explosive, right? So we'll see that. But we also see the discussion is rolling on. Sorry for that. I have something itching here. Collaboration with Trump to drop collectibles in VeVe would gain attraction. Absolutely. That would be super funny. Or have VeVe collectibles interactive with World Liberty Finance. And a functional VeVe. So what they should do, listen to this. Like, this is the most insane theory. It's not a theory. It's a suggestion. David and Dan, listen to this. Official Trump coin, right? If you are a top 250 holder of Trump coin, you are getting to go to a dinner with Trump, right? So you do the drops and you roll a specific part of the drop revenue into Trump coin until you are in the top 250 holders, and then you go to dinner with Trump, and then you're going to shill the hell of VeVe collectibles and Omi to Trump, right? Then you give him some like a free partner statue. Then you make an AR photo with his partner statue and post that, right? Then you get massive traction and so on. And then you make Trump add Omi and VeVe collectibles to the national US stockpile. Okay? That's the plan, man. All the profits from Mandalorian and so on, roll it into Trump coin. And then you get the access, right? I mean, that's like bulletproof, completely. That's the plan, right? Oh no, I got in late. Hey, Troy Paris, what's going on? Good to see you. Not too late, never too late. Can you look at total and TE Theer? We'll look at it in a second. Big day. Hey everyone. Others, you mean? Okay, the other. Yeah, I will look at others in a second. Propose that idea to Dr. Profit. Yeah, I will. Then USA would have to make New Zealand a state. Yeah, that's also not. I mean, would that be a big problem? I mean, Canada being the 51st state, and then Greenland, and then New Zealand. So they're getting all the good stuff there. Okay, so let's look at what is it. There, what was there that you wanted to look at? I mean, is that like 1 second? Let me pull up whatever trading view chart. Shame this ban news ruins the green day. Yeah, we will see. IMX is up to the bounce. Others. Okay, for others, let's get rid of some of the stuff here and just look at how others, the only thing that we want to keep is the trend, right? One second, let's keep the stuff. I just had an idea. What if this is the real cup? Yeah, because this never reached a high. Okay, we keep the trend, we get rid of all this stuff that worked out, doesn't matter. That also, we don't need that. Then we make the cup a little bit more transparent so that we can see better and it is not so cluttered up. Get rid of all this small stuff that no one needs anymore. Let's get rid of that. Okay, now I think we have a better chart for others, right? The trend is your friend till the end. The trend is up. We have several bounce places. We have a cup, potential cup right on this level. Let's get rid of that as well. This we can get. This is maximum resistance. We'll leave that. Okay, so maybe we'll get something like this, right? That would be the dream. Also, it would be still an ascending triangle, which is a bullish continuation pattern, right? That has not changed. So let's see, right? Let's see. But that is the other chart. Altcoins are looking in that way. One thing to consider, we have covered this a while ago. Nothing has changed with this. This is the others dominance, right? On a monthly. And look at that. These are the touch points for others dominance rising channel, and others dominance is since 3 months, 4 months getting wrecked. I covered it before it broke out that this is bad for the small coins, right? It's still here. It's still that's still the case. We will see how it turns out, but so far this tells the story of the small coins, especially getting wrecked against the rest of the market, right? So let's see. Chat is rolling on still about this. What's Greenland? You must mean red, white, blue land. Exactly. I remember he got compensated in part with Omi, if I remember correctly. Hey, Troy, yeah, that's... do you think Ben leaving, we will have more downward sell pressure from him selling off token speculation? I don't know, because if this depends on whether he believes in VeVe or not, right? But let's just say he knows what VeVe and Ecomi is planning next. Then he knows whether to hold or to sell the tokens, right? So it really depends on that. Let's check out the Ecomi chart as well. USDT. Oops, that's the OKX one. I want the Gate.io chart. There you go. Sorry for all the text, but that's just our, here, right? You see it. Are we still on the daily bottom formation? If there is a bottom formation, we don't know yet. Yeah, I mean, it's we have a little bit of a bounce here yesterday. I mean, it's not that this news is wrecking the Ecomi price. It's just indifferent to the news. We had been going up 7%. Yeah, it's already down, right? However, daily bull cross, right? Let's see. Last time we had the daily bull cross, we went up. Where is it? We went up until here, 11%. Yeah. PH, what was your prediction for Bitcoin top? 135K. Here it is. 138K, sorry. Yeah, 35 to 38K, whatever. In 1st to 2nd of September. Very specific. That's the top. Yeah, we will see. We will see because of the, as I said, I want to see this touch this, right, and not cross before, which is the TSI, total strength, right? I want to see the RSI coming into that goal, right, somewhere to call the top, and I would look with interest at the monthly stochastic RSI going flatline into this level, having a cross down, yeah, somewhere this and thereabout, something like this here, right? If I see that again, I would be very, very inclined to call the top. If I see this here, right? So we have all these months up and then this here. So that could be the rest of May, June, July, August, and first day of September, and then we might be there already, right? RIP VeVe will be offline in a matter of hours. That's the most stupid thing I've ever heard. Why would be VeVe offline in a matter of hours? I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense. Other than trying to intentionally scare people. Then yes, I mean, why would they go offline now when they have the Mandalorian drop potentially raking in 100k or so? I don't understand. Also, we don't like, I mean, people like Ben from the outside. Let's just face it. We don't have the basis to determine whether Ben was good enough for which salary he got. Imagine you run a company, right? To the outside, you hire a CEO, co-CEO. The co-CEO is liked by the community. But on the inside, let's say you pay him an annual salary of $300,000, right? Or $500,000 annual. And he does some roadmap stuff and this and that. And then after a couple of months, you realize that actually not the value that you imagine in comparison to this. Are you just continuing a $500,000 salary contract because you want to keep the fans happy and then tell them that they have that they go broke? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and also, by the way, guys, please don't forget to click on the like button. This is, by the way, the first time since a long time that we have over 40 people here. So, yeah, really, really good stuff here. Yeah, quickly. This is the Bitcoin dominance, okay? Altcoins are firing, and it's just a small red blip in dominance, okay? This is just a teaser. It's not even a teaser. It's a screenshot of what is going to happen once this looks like this, right? Once this waterfall-like collapse happens. If you haven't seen this last run, I did, but many did not, or some did not, then you don't know what this can look like, okay? You're just not aware. For altcoin profits, by the way, also, I'm looking at this zone, but taking profits and smaller parts out in this time when it comes down. We are not there yet, right? I think we might see another run out of Bitcoin where Bitcoin sucks the liquidity out of altcoins. Why does Bitcoin sometimes suck liquidity out of altcoins? Because traders are ready to abandon certain altcoin bags that have just pumped 40-50% to take a trade on Bitcoin. Yeah. Did I miss? Are you doing the drop tomorrow? I will be doing the drop tomorrow. Yes, I will go tomorrow live, and I will go for Grogu and Pram, and maybe one of the others. Okay, I will do it. I will not. I will chill. I will get Grogu and Pram and so on. I will not stress myself with the VeVe stuff here, right? I can't wait to see what my BTC long futures trade brings me by morning. Yeah, crazy. But good for you, I think, if your trade is looking nicely. I speculate they wanted Ben's Orbis shares back. He didn't meet goals as outlined in his contract, which triggered the out clause. That is a very good take. I like that take. That could be very much happening. Also, maybe, and now 3D chess, maybe exactly what Mark D said, and then they're going to take those shares and they give it to MD technology, MB technology, whatever, right? Whatever that is. Nice. I will try to be on the drop live. Thank you very much, Troy. That would be good. Would be good to see you all tomorrow. Have a nice Star Wars VeVe and chill drop. Discuss all the news, all the FUD, or all the positive. And then we will also see that VeVe is still online. Yeah. Okay. Also, I'm very curious what David and Dan have to say in that new video. Then we will see if they comment more on Ben leaving and so on. Those who are going to Lisbon, they can also ask directly and get more inside information, maybe. Yeah, good thoughts, Mark D. But I cannot wait until this. So there is a Raul Pal said somewhere. Let me search this. He said that he believes that Bitcoin dominance topped out right now, right? Which could be. I mean, I don't have to be right here. I think it's going to go more, but Raul Pal said. By the way, this is also interesting, right? You still don't understand the value of digital art NFTs, but when you look back in 10 years time, you'll see how obvious it was. Best place to understand what's going on and so on. Interesting, Randy's already on this, but I'll just retweet this because I think it's a good thing. But I was searching for another one. Where is it? Yesterday I saw it with Bitcoin dominance, man. Here. He said, I think Bitcoin dominance topped today. There are daily, weekly, and monthly DMARC tops in place, and the top is well below 2021 top, and that was below 2017 top. If that plays out, it is the hallmark of the next phase of the banana zone. Let's see. So he's also not sure about it, but what he's basically saying is that this is the top, right? Something like this. Then here, this one is one zone, double top zone basically, and then that we are topping lower here, right? That we have this digressing part, right? I mean, let's see the chat. I bought the SR Fantastic Four comic with Omi. Now I have to think about to put some money on VeVe to be able to buy Grogu. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if you want Grogu, then maybe you have to do that. Or you can just wait and buy Grogu with Omi then, right? Because someone will list Grogu in Omi. But then it's like selling Omi, right? What do you think will happen to those companies like BlackRock or MicroStrategy who invested a lot of money into Bitcoin when the crypto bear market hits? Would they lose their reputation knowing that Bitcoin can drop at least 50%? I don't know, because I think for BlackRock it doesn't matter. They just for BlackRock it's good in either direction, right? Because they are making money with the buying and selling of those assets. So the more there's bought and sold, the more fees they collect, right? So and then also by holding they have a total expense ratio, TER, like an ETF always has, right? They have the TER that they get on holding. So they gain on buying, they gain on selling, and they gain on holding. They don't care where Bitcoin is going, right? So I think, but it's an interesting thought. So let's say the next bear market, I think what's going to happen is that these companies like Strategy and MetaPlanet, they get attacked, right? The market sharks, those sharks in the market, they will wait until some of these companies are in cash flow problems due to whatever kind of crisis and recession is coming. And then they will massively dump the Bitcoin price, or try to dump the Bitcoin price, or like with Terra Luna, try to attack something in the crypto market, which then forces these other companies to sell Bitcoin to not go out of business, right? To liquidate them. And that will maybe cause a really big Bitcoin crash, right? But I think that's okay, right? I mean, we need to flush out the bad actors anyways. If some of these crash and have to liquidate their Bitcoin, then the plebs can get more Bitcoin at cheaper prices, right? Which is kind of what everyone is hoping for, right? In the end. So at least my inverted bias will hope for that, right? I'm seeking to get into the selling mentality from now on, right? Not that I'm selling now, but looking at this as selling opportunity, right? So this going to go nuts, crazy. I'm now not on the buying bias anymore, but on the selling bias, where everyone else gets into the buying bias. So, oh my God, altcoins are green, I need to get into Pengu, right? Stuff like that. Of course, right now, if you're not in enough coins already, then it's still probably a good time to position yourself, right? But I'm trying to get the correct bias to not be buying the highs anymore, right? The correct time to buy Pengu was probably all this way down here. All this way down, right? What's the correct time to DCA and Pengu, and then you pump and you're already in profit, right? But does that mean that it's a bad time to position yourself in Pengu? I wouldn't say so, because you're still below all this price, and probably this is just going to go completely nuts in a full-blown alt season, right? And so I think about every of these coins, right? I mean, take whatever, take Injective. Let's look at Injective. Yeah. Injective, for example, is in that, right? So they had, let me see if there's a longer chart. Yeah, something like that. But that's cool. That also doesn't look so bananas. Okay, here we go. So you have this Injective chart, right? I mean, if you look at Injective in the full scale, there's no better time to buy Injective than now, basically, except this bottom if you're degenerate, right? But what I see directly is an inverse head and shoulders on Injective, and that you are massively below all the previous pricing throughout the early stages of these coins being successful, right? Going back to this high there is a nice 6x, right? I think that they had unlocks, VC sold something, I don't know, but now this seems like a bottom, but it's not confirmed yet, right? Because you can have something like that, and you can just continue to fall, like here, for example, right? Where this already looked like a nice bottoming, and then it went down. So this is not a confirmed bottom, but I could see that we go like this, retest and fire away, right? Just saying. If you look at it on a weekly, you see already momentum is coiling up. This looks like this is the bottoming zone, right? It looks like it. And also, very important, look at this volume, right? A really nice ramp up. Let's look at MCADE also, right? MCADE is similar to that in my opinion. MCADE USDT. Okay, so where's the BitGet chart? There we have it, right? So here on BitGet, we really see it nicely also. Look at the volume for MCADE. Booming, right? This could be the next like local bottom, right? You have an uptrend of higher lows and higher highs, right? There's really nothing that... I think that's a good entry if you don't have it, right? So MCADE definitely a coin to consider for this bull run, right? And the time to position, in my opinion, is now, or maybe if we get some more red days tomorrow or the next days or during the weekend and so on, that if you believe in an altcoin season coming, then the time is now to get into those coins, and DCA is the way, right? I'd say really that this this level here is probably the support. And then these are basically the bands in which we are moving right now. Everything looks like accumulation. Also this, by the way, we are on the weekly here. This looks bullish, but to confirm a bottoming, I would rather see this going into the blue zone to confirm this momentum also, right? Have you seen the MCADE AMA? I did not. Can drop at least 50%. Yeah. Okay, so that was for the Bitcoin. Have you seen the AMA? I did not, and you let me know if it's worth looking at it. Yeah. You also see that when you get into this overbought territory of 80, is really where most coins take a turn and a longer correction. And I mean, the correction here from the absolute top was 78%. Wow, right? So, and this is really what pains people so much, because they get excited here, they buy, they're in profit, and then boom, they get minus 80%, right? But the bottom line is that if you, like the people that bought the bottom, or let's just say here where the candle closes, they had, and they made a 8.5x, right, up to there. Not taking initial investment there is risky and stupid, right? So and you guys remember, and you can also say true or not true, right? Did I not tell in this phase that it's good to take, just think about initial investment, take initial investment out, have a moonbag, right? In this part, you could now reallocate this money to either that or another coin, right? First, we have to touch 125,000 Bitcoin. Then the BTC dominance will drop from at least 66 to 75%. I agree with you. This is also what I think. Look here, the upper band here where these resistances come into play is at 70, almost 71%, which I think is realistic. Okay. But guys, in any case, that's it for today. There's not one dull day, not one stupid day in crypto. Make sure to smash up the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Notifications on. We have Ben Rose leaving VeVe. We discussed that. We have the trade deals being signed right now, which increases market sentiment. Global liquidity shows the way. We are pumping massively. We are bullish. The Bitcoin dominance is still pointing up, but we are seeing a good momentum out of altcoins, which makes us feel more positive towards everything, including Ecomi and VeVe. Don't forget that tomorrow we will do the Grogu and Pram drop, the Mandalorian drop, together here on the stream. I see you all there. Notifications ticked for that. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I catch you in the next video or live stream. Bye.